Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching Parliament This Week with your host Kriti Mishra, the show where we get you a roundup of all that happened in Parliament through the week. Both houses of Parliament were adjourned sine die on Thursday after the conclusion of the budget session ahead of the schedule. The nearly 2-month-long budget session was curtailed due to the demand by various political party leaders to end the session because of the upcoming assembly elections. Let's take a look at the legislative business undertaken by both houses during the week. Before adjourning the houses, Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu and Lok Sabha Chair Bhartahari Mehtab gave an account of the productivity of the budget session in both the houses. While the Lok Sabha recorded 114% productivity, the Rajya Sabha reported 90% productivity.
In this house.
The 253rd session of Rajya Sabha ended on Thursday. In his valedictory address, the chairman congratulated the members for high productivity. Giving a brief account of the performance of the House, the Rajya Sabha chairman said the upper house functioned for a total of 104 hours as against the total scheduled time of 116 hours. Against a total of 33 sittings scheduled from the 29th of January to 8th of April, the House concluded after holding 23 sittings.
As against total 33 sittings scheduled from January 29th to April 8th, we are concluding after having 23 sittings. The budget session provided opportunities to members of this House to deliberate on the issues concerning economic growth and recovery, especially in the post-COVID phase. Honorable members, this House functioned for a total of 104 hours and 23 minutes against the total scheduled time of 116 hours and 31 minutes during these 23 sittings.
The productivity of the House, including both parts of the budget session, has been about 90%, while the productivity of the first part of the session from 29 January to 12 February has been 99.06%. The productivity of the second part, that began on the 8th of March, comes to about 85%.
This, in effect, means the productivity of this House, including both the parts of this budget session, has been about 90%. While the productivity of the first part of the session has been 99.6%, productivity of the second part of the session that began on March 8th comes to about 85%. A total of 21 hours and 26 minutes of the House has been lost due to disruptions during this session. Comforting, however, is the fact that as against this loss, the House sat beyond the scheduled time for about 14 hours and 28 minutes to complete the legislative and other business.
The discussion on the motion of thanks on the President's address took place on 4 days with a duration of 15 hours and 37 minutes, with 50 members taking part in the discussion. The Union Budget was discussed for 10 hours and 43 minutes on 3 days, with 45 members participating in it. In the legislative business, the House passed 19 bills, including the return of the appropriation bills and the finance bill. 34 hours and 4 minutes were spent on the discussion on these bills, which is about 42% of the total functional time spent on legislative business. As many as 199 members participated in the discussion on the bills. The working of Jal Shakti, Railways and Tourism Ministries was discussed for 11 hours and 13 minutes. 61 members participated in the discussion on the functioning of these ministries. Members raised 273 issues of urgent public importance through 163 zero-hour submissions and 110 special mentions. 113 starred questions were orally answered, which comes to 34% of the total 329 starred questions listed. During the recess, 8 department-related parliamentary standing committees examined the demands for grants of the related ministries and presented 28 reports. Kriti Mishra's report for Sansad TV. The fifth session of the 17th Lok Sabha, which commenced with the President's address on 29 January, concluded on Thursday. A total of 24 sittings were held, which lasted for 132 hours. The productivity of the House during this session stood at 114%. In the first part of the session, the motion of thanks on the President's address was discussed for 16 hours 58 minutes. 149 members participated in the discussion. The House spent 14 hours 42 minutes on the general discussion on the Union budget. A total of 146 members participated in the discussion. During this session, 17 government bills were introduced and a total of 18 bills were passed.
During this session, 17 government bills were introduced. In all, 18 bills were passed. Some of the important bills which were passed are the Arbitration and Conciliation Amendment Bill 2021, the National Capital Territory of Delhi Laws Special Provisions Second Amendment Bill 2021, the Mines and Minerals Development Regulation Amendment Bill 2021, the Constitution Scheduled Caste Order Amendment Bill 2021, the Insurance Amendment Bill 2021, the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Bill 2021, the Marine Aids to Navigation Bill 2021, the Finance Bill 2021, the National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development Bill 2021, and the Juvenile Justice, Care and Protection of Children Amendment Bill 2021. 84 star questions were orally answered. A total of 583 matters of urgent public importance were raised by the members after question hour and by sitting late in the evening. A total of 392 matters under Rule 377 were taken up. The House also held a discussion on one calling attention regarding women empowerment, which was later converted into short duration discussion under Rule 193. The standing committees presented 163 reports to the House. As many as 48 statements under Direction 73A and 4 suo motu statements were made by the ministers.
Demands for grants from the Ministries of Railways, Education and Health and Family Welfare for the year 2021-22 were discussed in the House. The discussion lasted for a total of 21 hours 43 minutes. Demands for grants of all the remaining ministries were taken together for approval, after which the appropriation bill was passed. A total of 583 matters of urgent public importance and a total of 405 matters under Rule 377 were taken up. 84 starred questions were answered orally. With inputs from Ravindra Singh Sharan, Bureau Report, Sansad TV.
The Rajya Sabha on Wednesday returned the Finance Bill 2021 without any new amendment, completing the parliamentary approval for Budget 2021-2022. Both the appropriation and the finance bills are classified as money bills that do not require the consent of the Rajya Sabha. The Upper House only discusses these bills and returns them. The Upper House debated the amended Finance Bill 2021 that was approved by the Lok Sabha on Tuesday. The bill gives effect to the financial proposals of the central government for the financial year 2021-2022. Replying to the discussion on the bill, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that the government will undertake rationalization of customs duty structure to help domestic businesses, especially the MSMEs. Sitharaman also stated that the government made some changes in the tax structure to ensure ease of business. The bill was returned by a voice vote.
About India's ratings, sir. India enjoys an investment grade rating, and we are not foreseeing any change or any chance of any downgrade due to us incurring higher deficits, because I've announced quite a big borrowing and also spending. Fitch has actually just recently upgraded our growth projections. Many of the economists, international bodies and also rating agencies across the globe are of the firm opinion that governments need to spend to put the economies back. So globally, that's the advisory that everybody is receiving, and we are also following it, so it shouldn't hurt our rating.
The Rajya Sabha discussed the Appropriation Bill 2021 and the Appropriation No. 2 Bill 2021 pertaining to the Union Budget. The Upper House also discussed the Puducherry Appropriation Bill 2021 and the Jammu and Kashmir Appropriation Bill 2021. The bill authorizes payment and appropriation of certain sums from and out of the consolidated fund of the two union territories for the services of the financial year 2021-2022 in their respective jurisdictions. Minister of State for Finance Anurag Thakur replied to the discussion on all these bills, after which the House discussed and returned the Jammu and Kashmir and Puducherry appropriation bills.
जितना उद्योग वहां पर लगा वो अटल जी की देन है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की देन है। कश्मीर को आगे ले जाने का काम उन्होंने किया और कश्मीर के लोग भी सदा मानते थे कि अगर कश्मीर का हित कोई सोचता है तो अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी सोचते हैं, और उसके बाद अगर उतना ही विश्वास किसी और में है तो नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार में उनको दिखता है। और अगर सदन में आंकड़े गलत दिए जाएं तो माननीय सांसद महोदय को कहना चाहता हूं, आप कृपया करके जांच कर लीजिए। गोली की घटनाएं भी, पथराव की घटनाएं भी और सीमा पार से सब कुछ होने का कमी आई है सर, तो अनुच्छेद 370-35 के जाने के बाद आई, क्योंकि नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार ने डिलीवर करने का काम किया है।
Kriti Mishra, Sunset TV. Let's take a look now at the bills passed by both houses of Parliament this week. Parliament passed the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Bill 2021. The bill seeks to amend the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Act 1991. It provides the term government referred to in any law made by the Legislative Assembly of Delhi will imply Lieutenant Governor. The bill also prohibits the Legislative Assembly of Delhi from making any rule to enable itself or its committees to consider the matters of day-to-day administration of the National Capital Territory of Delhi. Replying to the debate, Union Minister of State for Home Affairs G. Kishan Reddy sought to dispel the concerns of the opposition members, saying the amendments in the Act would create a sound government mechanism in the NCT of Delhi. Reddy also said that the amendment will lead to transparency and clarity in governance in NCT Delhi and enhance public accountability.
मैं दिल्ली जनता को, देश के जनता को भारत के सरकार के द्वारा मैं विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं, हम प्रजातंत्र के ऊपर, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के ऊपर नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार का पूरा विश्वास है। हम कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के द्वारा चलने वाला सरकार है।
The legislation was passed in the Rajya Sabha by voice vote. However, a division was sought by the opposition when the government moved the bill for consideration. During voting, 83 members were in favour, while 45 opposed the bill. Just before the passage of the bill, the Congress too walked out.
Take up clause by clause consideration of the bill. Clause 2 stands part of the bill.
Participating in the discussion, Congress MP Abhishek Manu Singhvi alleged that the bill intends to undermine the power of the elected government in national capital. Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh termed the bill unconstitutional.
It is based on hard, indefeasible logic. Because make no mistake, this is the most pernicious, most unconstitutional bill which this House has ever received. And I want to make it good in a very serious way.
कमेटी उसका इन्वेस्टिगेशन करने लग जाएगी तो फिर एग्जीक्यूटिव पुलिस का क्या होगा? अगर डे टू डे एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन अगर विधानसभाओं की कमेटी करने लग जाएगी तो आप ही बताइए, जो आप फेडरल स्ट्रक्चर की बैलेंसिंग बता रहे हैं, न्यायपालिका, विधायिका और कार्यपालिका, इनकी समरूपता कहां से होगी? इसलिए एकदम सही अमेंडमेंट लेकर के आए हैं। और मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं, यह भारत का संविधान है मान्यवर, और इस भारत के संविधान के तहत 69वें संशोधन के तहत दिल्ली की विधानसभा मिली, और उस 69वें संशोधन में आर्टिकल 239A का क्लॉज 6 साफ तौर पे कहता है कि दिल्ली का मंत्रिपरिषद, सरकार का मंत्रिपरिषद दिल्ली की विधानसभा के प्रति उत्तरदायी होगा।
अरे साहब, जनता ने ईवीएम में वोट डाला, एक सरकार चुनी, आपको वो सरकार अच्छी नहीं लग रही है, आपकी दिक्कतें हम समझ रहे हैं, आपकी परेशानियां हैं, लेकिन जनता के विल को एक्सेप्ट करिए सर।
Lok Sabha had passed the bill on Monday. The Congress and AAP opposed the bill and demanded its rollback. Parliament also passed the National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development Bill 2021 this week. The bill paves the way for the creation of a development finance institution, which will help fund long-term infrastructure projects in the country. As part of the National Infrastructure Pipeline, the government plans to invest 111 trillion rupees in 7671 infrastructure projects in the next 4 years to 2024. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that the institution aims to address market failures that stem from the long-term, low-margin and risky nature of infrastructure financing.
Professionally run, the government will appoint only the chairman, but the institutional arrangement for the appointments of members or the MDs and the DMDs will be done and recommended by the Bank Board Bureau, the BBB, and it will be vetted and finalized by the Nomination and Remuneration Committee of the board. So the appointments will be done by the board and not by the government, so it will have to be professionally run. Clause 26 in Chapter 6 of the Act itself, which is before us for consideration, and there you will see in paragraph 5, and I read that as a quotation from here, the institution, which is this institution that we are considering today, the institution shall furnish to the central government and the Reserve Bank within 4 months.
This bill is a very ambitious bill. The Finance Minister, in her speech, has already outlined what this organization will do. She has provided 20,000 crores in this budget, and she is hoping that in 5 years from now, the loan portfolio will be 5 lakh crores. The initial paid-up capital of this company is going to be 1 lakh crores, and the government shall hold, shall, not may, shall hold a minimum of 26%.
A separate financial dedicated institution is required to propel the economy, and today I'm sure the financial market will be extremely happy, and especially when they see the bill which embodies all the relevant aspects of a financial development financial institution which should be having to ensure that it plays a very important and pivotal role in developing and financing the infrastructure space.
बड़ी कंपनियां आए, ठीक है, देश का विकास होना चाहिए, लेकिन देश के जो बेरोजगार हैं, यहाँ देश के लोग हैं जो चाहते हैं सरकारी उस पर ज़्यादा विश्वास है उनका, तो उसमें उनको ध्यान देने की आवश्यकता है, क्योंकि इस बिल में जो सबसे बड़ी बात हमने कही है कि सब जांचों से बाहर रखा गया है, इसलिए इसको सेलेक्ट कमेटी भेजने की आवश्यकता है.
Madam, every government needs strength to implement any infrastructure projects. Madam, if a project is stalled due to any reason, and if it is not received with specific time frame, it will become stressed assets. The bank which finances the projects will face the issue of NPA. There are various bottlenecks in the infrastructure projects implementation. There are several instances various international funding agencies pull out from the projects.
The bill was passed in the Lok Sabha on Tuesday by a voice vote.
मेरे विचार में निर्णय हवालों के पक्ष में हुआ.
Kriti Mishra, Sansad TV.
प्रस्ताव को स्वीकृत किया गया.
Parliament also passed the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Amendment Bill 2021 and the Constitution Schedule Caste Order Amendment Bill 2021, with the upper house passing them this week. Parliament passed the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Amendment Bill 2021 with the upper house passing it on Monday. The bill was passed by the Lok Sabha last week. The bill provides that captive mines other than atomic minerals may sell up to 50% of their annual mineral production in the open market after meeting their own needs. Coal and Mines Minister Prahlad Joshi said that reform in the mining sector would generate 55 lakh direct and indirect jobs. Joshi said the mining sector right now contributes 1.75% to the country's GDP, but the proposed reforms will raise the contribution to 2.5% as it seeks to make a large number of mines available for auctions by resolving legacy issues. He also said that the reforms will generate employment, increase revenues, and ensure private participation in the exploration and mining activities.
बरसों से बरसों, from years together, it was accumulated because they were not able to sell it, because it was captive mine and the particular grade they used to use it, बाकी सब ऐसे ही पड़ा था, वो पहाड़ जैसा बन गया था, and that was creating environmental hazard. And now within that 50% what we are allowing after the meeting their requirement in the particular plant, we are allowing the 15%, and that can also be sold. उससे पैसा जो जाता है स्टेट को जाता है जी, सेंटर को क्या मिलता है? हम अमेंडमेंट करके स्टेट को मदद कर रहे हैं.
Rajya Sabha passed the Constitution Scheduled Caste Order Amendment Bill 2021. The bill seeks to club 7th castes in Tamil Nadu under one nomenclature. The bill amends the Constitution Scheduled Caste Order 1950. Lok Sabha had passed the bill last week. Kriti Mishra, Sansad TV. Take a look now at the bills passed by the Lok Sabha this week. Parliament approved a bill to increase foreign direct investment limit in the insurance sector from 49% to 74%, with the Lok Sabha approving the proposed law by a voice vote. The Insurance Amendment Bill 2021 was passed by the Rajya Sabha last week. The bill amends the Insurance Act 1938. Responding to a discussion on the bill, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that hiking the FDI limit in the insurance sector will help insurers raise additional funds and tide over the financial problems. The minister said that this bill has nothing to do with the LIC in specific, but for the entire insurance sector.
FDI is only an upper limit. It is only an upper limit. There is no compulsion that every company will have to take up to 74%. Increasing does not mean the foreign investment will increase automatically to that extent in each one of the companies. And also, even as I go into the details of what are the safeguards, it will be very fairly clearly established that the policyholders' funds will be invested only within India, and that's not going to go out. So FDI will not only bring in capital, it will bring in greater competition, consumer will have more choice.
Lok Sabha on Monday passed a bill to replace an over 9-decade-old law governing lighthouses. The Marine Aids to Navigation Bill 2021 seeks to provide for a fresh framework to establish and manage vessel traffic services, besides changing the use of the term Marine Aids to Navigation. Responding to a discussion on the bill, Ports, Shipping and Waterways Minister Mansukh Mandavia said that ship recycling in the country will be doubled in the near future and added that it has generated direct and indirect employment opportunities. He also stressed on the need to further develop waterways to increase trade opportunities at a lower cost.
Industrial cluster, agriculture cluster, feeder port, major port, minor port, satellite port और captive port कहाँ बनाया जाए उसको देखते हुए अगले दिनों में हमें आगे बढ़ना है। एक एड टू मरीन एड टू नेविगेशन बिल एक इसलिए महत्वपूर्ण है कि इसमें 3-4 बिंदु को ध्यान में रखते हुए 1997 में जो बना था थोड़ा सा भविष्य में रिफॉर्म हुआ, मैंने केवल उसमें आज के दिन में जो विद्यमान टेक्नोलॉजी है उसको ही ध्यान में नहीं रखा है, अगले दिनों में जो टेक्नोलॉजी आने वाली है उसको भी ध्यान में रखते हुए कहा है।
Parliament passed the National Commission for Allied and Healthcare Professions Bill 2021 after the Lok Sabha passed it on Wednesday. The bill seeks to regulate and standardize the education and practice of allied and healthcare professionals and specifies certain categories of allied and healthcare professions as recognized categories. The bill was passed by the Rajya Sabha last week. Replying to a debate on the bill, Union Health Minister Harshvardhan said that the legislation is aimed at fulfilling long pending demands of the sector and enhance employment opportunities for the professionals.
Big categories may not overpower the others. I would like to highlight that the bill provides for equal treatment to all the professional categories. And these categories are formed by clubbing similar professions together. As you know, 56 professions have been put in 10 categories. Section 10 of the bill provides that the president of each professional council is to be rotated biennially amongst all the professions. It is also provided that before decision pertaining to any profession is taken, that profession's representative will be heard by the National Commission.
Lok Sabha also gave its nod to a bill which seeks to strengthen the provisions relating to protection and adoption of children. Responding to the discussion, Women and Child Development Minister Smriti Irani said the amendment bill would address various issues flagged by the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights that had looked into the working of the Juvenile Justice, Care and Protection of Children Act 2015. She said the proposed law seeks to make the district magistrate a synergizing officer for issues related to protection of children.
वो रिव्यूइंग की पद्धति से आगे बढ़कर प्रशासनिक सिनर्जी पर जोर देने का काम करने वाला है। ऐसा नहीं है कि चाइल्ड वेलफेयर कमेटी का काम बंद हो जाएगा, जुवेनाइल जस्टिस बोर्ड का काम बंद हो जाएगा और सारा काम का भार डीएम पर आने वाला है, ऐसा नहीं है। The district magistrate becomes not only the reviewing, the supervising, but also the synergizing officer for all needs of protection of children.
The Airports Economic Regulatory Authority of India Amendment Bill 2021 was introduced in the Lok Sabha by Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri. The bill aims to amend the Airports Economic Regulatory Authority of India Act 2008. Ravindra Singh Chauhan's report for Sunset TV.
The Minister may introduce the bill now.
The upper house also bid farewell to the retiring members from Kerala. Indian Union Muslim League leader Abdul Wahab, Communist Party of India Marxist leader KK Ragesh and Congress's Vailad Ravi are due to retire on April 21st. Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu lauded the contribution of the retiring members from Kerala.
We leaving the house, but their contribution will leave an indelible mark on this august institution, which the members as well as the newly elected members will continue to cherish and benefit from them. I place on record my heartfelt appreciation for the valuable contribution and service rendered by them to this august institution and to the society at large. The House will certainly miss their vivacious presence and their unwavering commitment to the issues pertaining to the state of Kerala and also to the national issues of importance. I wish the retiring members good health, happiness, and many more years of service to the nation. They are only retiring, but they are not tired.
The Congress party has given me the opportunity to serve the people of our country as a member of Lok Sabha for 2 times and Rajya Sabha for 4 times. And between I became a cabinet minister for 8 years. I am very thankful to the Congress party and the leader of Indira Gandhi and others for giving me this opportunity to serve our nation, the Mother India.
If Rajya Sabha is here, I will try to come again, and I hope so. And all my respect to you, especially being the chairman, gave me a lot of chances, and I tried my level best as a member of parliament. I appreciate whatever political, ideological differences between Modi ji, but his one project which attracted me, this village adoption. This I have done my level best, and according to the Government of India, I got the 5th rank in my this one, Sansad Adarsh Grama Yojana, this one.
And Rajya Sabha condoled the death of sitting member A. Mohammed Jan on Wednesday. The AIADMK MP suffered a severe heart attack on Tuesday. He represented Ranipet constituency in the Tamil Nadu Assembly during 2011-16 and served as the Minister for Backward Classes and Minorities Welfare for a brief period. He was elected to the Rajya Sabha in July 2019. The House was adjourned for an hour as a mark of respect.
A social worker, Sri Mohammed Jan, strived for the upliftment of the downtrodden, backward classes, minorities of society by empowering them through education. Sri Mohammed Jan started his legislative career as a member of Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly in the year 2011 and served as the member of the Assembly till 2016. He also served as the Minister of Backward Classes and Most Backward Classes in the government of Tamil Nadu from 2011 to 2013.
So that's all we had for you in this edition of Parliament This Week. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.